Roger, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Now, Roger, you've had an amazing career as a professional football player. You've just done so many fantastic things, and you look great. You really do, and you're living well, obviously.
Thank you.
So, after you finished your professional football career, what was next for Roger Craig as far as in the fitness world? What were you doing with your life?
Well, there's a couple of things I wanted to try to achieve after I, in my career as a professional football player. The first thing I wanted to do was get my black belt in Taekwondo.
Really?
And it took me about 5 years to get it, but I didn't want to just have someone just give it to me. I wanted to earn it like everyone else.
Right.
And then after I did that, I always wanted to run a marathon.
Okay.
And so I always ran cross training type of workouts as a professional athlete.
Right.
I ran the hills. This trail's like 4.5 miles long and it's about like 1,500 feet high. And Jerry Rice kind of like took the glamour from it, saying that he was the first guy, but I'm one who brought Jerry Rice to that hill.
Oh, really? Nice.
So I always did long distance in my training, and so the one thing I always wanted to do is see if I could do a marathon, and that was a goal that I wanted to set, and I ended up running 7 marathons and continue hosting a half marathon in San Jose, which is called the Rock and Roll San Jose, half marathon. So
yes,
it's pretty awesome.
Lori, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jan, for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. I understand nutrition has been is a big part of your life now, and it was years ago. So tell us more about how you got into nutrition and why it's so important to you.
I think the biggest thing, Jan, that has driven my passion for nutrition is some years ago I was working in a small fitness center and loving that job, but people would come in to the center and ask me nutrition questions. And even though I was learning a lot about nutrition at that time, I didn't have the answers. They come in and they have or this kind of physical condition, they're taking medications and they're looking for answers. And I wanted to be able to provide those answers. And I really could see and really believe that the answer oftentimes is in what they're eating and their nutritional health.
Drew, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jan. It's great to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Now, Drew, I've known you for quite some time, and we're going to talk a little bit today about your business and what you do. Now, you help people manage their taxes, save money. You help people with their businesses and structure, corporations, LLCs. You help them build their businesses sound and strong for longevity. Is this correct?
That's exactly right, Jan.
Good. So, the economy right now is really tough, and people are struggling, and they're always trying to save a little bit more money. How can we do this legally by using some of the strategies you do or you teach with taxes?
Well, let me explain. I've been an attorney now for 20 years, and so I use my legal background working with clients. The biggest expense most people have is taxes.
Right.
In fact, it eats up about 32% on average of every dollar that we make. And so in working with folks and zeroing in on what they can do to reduce their taxes, we can often bring that biggest expense down to a minor expense.
Okay, so that's just tax savings.
Saving them thousands of dollars in the process.
Corey, welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. So I've known you for probably almost 2 years now, and you're just an extraordinary fellow, and I'm glad you're here today because I want people to understand your story. Now, tell us how you got into professional bodybuilding. What brought you there?
Well, first it ended up playing sports all my life. I pretty much played baseball, football, and swam all my life. So after that ended, I went into the military, which was another source of being active and very physical. The discipline it takes to be in the military just gave me the next route into going into bodybuilding.
Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here today. So you've been having a fantastic career in fitness modeling. Bring us up to speed on what your accomplishments over the last few years.
Well, I have been very fortunate in being able to transcend from the Canadian down into the American competing circuit. So I started out competing at the local level in Ontario, Canada, and have since achieved national and international level status. And in August of 2008, I won my professional status with the IFBB, so I'm now a professional figure competitor.
I'm here with Dr. Keith Scott Mumby, and today we're going to talk a little bit about his book, Diet Wise. and we probably are going to delve into a little bit about chocolate. So, Keith, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jan. It's nice to be with you again. Always
Great.
nice to meet with you.
Tell me about DietWise, Keith, and why did you write this book?
Well, one of the best reasons to write a book, Jan, is it's the book you would like to read.
Okay.
And I've always used that motivation when I set out with a book project. This is a book that's missing from the diet market. There are a lot of books out there telling people what they should eat, what's good for them, what's bad for them. But there's one thread that's missing from all of these books, which is that certain foods make certain people ill. But they're different foods for everybody. It's a sort of, personal, idiosyncratic thing. We used to call it food allergy. I mean, now we know it's a much bigger thing, genetic incompatibility.
Okay.
But what it really boils down to is the fact that there's some foods might make a person ill. And if you're told these are good foods, eat these foods and you'll lose weight, and you eat the foods you actually feel really ill, then it's not going to work. So a person has to work out what suits them personally.
Okay, so if I understand what you're saying is that the diet, the South Beach diet, or this diet or that diet, isn't going to be the perfect diet for everybody.
There's no such thing as a perfect diet for everybody. For every story of somebody who feels great, they lost weight, there's a story of someone that was in bed for 2 weeks and couldn't move. And you never get to hear these stories because, first of all, the people that suffer don't usually ring up the author and say, hey, your crummy book made me sick. And even if they did, the author isn't going to tell anybody.
I'm sitting here today with Michelle Baccarello. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. And today we're going to talk about 9 a Day Plus. Well, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved in creating products, because I think it's very fascinating what you do.
I'm a registered dietitian. I have my master's in nutrition, and I've been doing research, supplementation research, for it's been about 10 years now.
Good, that's great. So you formulated a variety of different products?
A number of different products.
Yeah, over the years, about 10 years now, is that correct?
Yeah, it's been almost 10 years now.
So there's, this is a whole fruit product, and then so it's natural, I guess, and then there's this.
I specialize in whole food nutritionals, meaning that I only use vitamins that come from a whole food source. I do not use anything synthetic. For example, vitamin C is mostly known as, in any supplement normally that you would read, it says ascorbic acid. Well, that is only a part of a whole vitamin C complex that you would find in fruits and vegetables.
Okay.